Just a few things that's important to know. Your version history in 2016 will be migrated across. So all the versions of the documents will be there. Um, so I think I've mentioned this briefly. Migrated data does not have metadata and will have to be captured manually over time. So we capture the information we know, and the rest, the teams or the departments will have to go and tag um, within the environment. Okay. The permissions, excuse me, got a frog in my throat, yeah. Um, we have a discussion with the HR people tomorrow, and we'll clarify a bit more on the permissions and how that will work. And then I've also mentioned this: having access to 2019 doesn't mean you have access to SharePoint Online. So we must differentiate between the two. SharePoint Online sits on Microsoft. SharePoint 2019 sits within the Sabanya environment. Okay. We will talk about a bit of quick navigational links and banner image customization. I did mention it earlier on, where you can that banner on the page, the navigational link, that message in there, how to look at that. And then you can show you how to add additional links and content. And those kind of things. And then we would also probably get a bit of feedback on what would you like to see on the homepage. And if you guys can come with ideas, maybe in the next training session, that would also be helpful. Let's see what you guys come up with. What do you think would be beneficial within your departmental site? Okay. Moving to SharePoint Server 2019. So a few things. This, you guys will eventually get there. Okay. So we talk about things like OneDrive. We talk about Teams. Everybody uses Teams at this point in point in time. And then we've got the way that it's laid out here. It's actually quite nice. My stuff is OneDrive, where I store my personal files. I can share it from there. Drafts that I'm working on, I can store on there. It's secure, it's in the cloud, it's backed up, it's safe. They steal your laptop, you lose nothing. The team stuff, I'm sure everybody is familiar with Teams, how to collaborate on Teams, how to work, share documents, work on a document, is your team stuff. And then everyone's stuff, that is where we talk about SharePoint. That is where we are looking at now with the 2019, the different types of sites, publishing site, communication site, intranets, those kind of things. Okay. So OneDrive is just me. Just I can access my OneDrive. Teams is for me and my teams, and your department and wider organization uses the SharePoint environment. And we've discussed this. Okay. Your OneDrive, and this is not always the case, your OneDrive, in certain cases, you can share with external users as well as teams, but that could be a specific setting. The same as with SharePoint, we can go and say, no, you can't share with an external person that is not part of your organization. Okay. The same as with SharePoint.